Well, tell him I said hi. I see him periodically. Oh yeah, I gave him a. One time I said it can be a detention or you come in 2 weeks, 7:30 in the morning and wash petri dishes. I should have just given him the detention. It was a teacher mistake. No, he's a great guy. He's a great guy. Well, tell him I said hi.
I hydrated. Got my water weight back. Yeah. All good.
Okay, we have everybody or no? We missing somebody? Where's Bob?
Good to see you. Good. How are you?
Hey, where's Bob Navarro?
He was shaking somebody's hand, so I think maybe he ran out to the restroom.
Is he as well? He went to the bathroom. he said we have 1 minute. We have 1 minute. I was like, yeah, we got 1 minute.
Yeah,
It's
1
8:58.
Should.
Perfectly fine.
Okay. That sounds great. I know. Find your spot.
You're down here at the end where the camera's on you, so you better smile. Every single resolution, she reads all those resolutions and he goes first. So smile a little bit because you're at the end.
Oh, you see how they put carry between your
Find your spot, Bob.
I'm writing it up.
All right.
We ready?
It's got to be because it's summer.
Good morning. In accordance with the board's bylaws, as acting chairperson, I will now call the July quarterly meeting of the Board of Trustees of Illinois State University to order at 9:03 a.m. I note for the record that notice of today's meeting was posted in accordance with the Illinois Open Meetings Act, and the public has been notified of the date, time, and location of this meeting. As included in the notice of the meeting, the university has provided a YouTube link that allows all interested persons to contemporaneously view the meeting and hear all discussion and votes. Trustee Navarro, will you call the roll?
Trustee Bone.
Present.
Trustee Ebakumi.
Present.
Trustee Jenkins.
Present.
Trustee Jones. Trustee Merminga. Trustee Navarro, present. Trustee Tillis.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, Trustee Navarro. We're excited to welcome Darren Tillis to this first Board of Trustees meeting. Trustee Tillis, will you please approach and take the oath of office? Please repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States
that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States
and of the state of Illinois,
and the state of Illinois.
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of the Board of Trustees
of the office of Board of Trustees
of Illinois State University
of Illinois State University
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
We are thrilled to welcome you and look forward to working together. Would you like to say a few words?
I'm excited to be back home here at Illinois State. Looking forward to working with the board, and go Redbirds.
You have before you the agenda for today's meeting. May I have a motion and a second to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Trustee Ebakumi made the motion. Trustee Jenkins, second. Is there any discussion? Having no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The agenda is approved. You have before you the meeting minutes of May 12th, 2023. Could I have a motion and a second to review and approve the minutes of the May 12th, 2023 meeting?
I so move.
Trustee Navarro made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Trustee Ebakumi is second, and is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The minutes are approved. Next on the agenda is public comments. We have no one who expressed an interest in making public comments to the board today, so we will move forward. At this time, I invite, we will just move forward. The next item of business on the agenda is the election of officers. At the first board meeting of each fiscal year, the trustees elect board officers for the year by secret ballot as required by Illinois State University law. Are there nominations for the office of chairperson of the Board of Trustees of Illinois State University?
I move to nominate Dr. Kathy Bone for chairperson.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, so the nomination was made by trustee Navarro, seconded by trustee Ebakumi. Are there any other nominations? Okay, if there are no other nominations, then I ask for nominations to be closed. Is there a motion to close the nominations?
I'll motion.
Okay, trustee Ebakumi has made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Trustee Jenkins, second. All those in favor to close the nominations, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The nominations are now closed.
Dr. Bone has been nominated for the position of chairperson of the Board of Trustees. I will now ask the trustees to vote by secret ballot. On a sheet of paper from the pad provided, please write the last name of the individual you wish to vote for. Fold the paper, and I will collect each trustee's vote and tabulate. Based on the sole nomination, I don't expect any upset here, guys. I have counted the votes, and trustee Bone has been elected chairperson of the Board of Trustees of Illinois State University. Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. I'm truly humbled and honored by the Board of Trustees' confidence in me. You know, this university gave this small town girl from a town of 200 the start in my career path. And I consider it a privilege to give back to the university that has given me so much. I look forward to working with the entire Board of Trustees, the administration, faculty, and staff to continue to move this university forward. Thank you. We will now proceed with the election of Secretary of the Board of Trustees of Illinois State University. Are there nominations for the office of Secretary of the Board of Trustees of Illinois State University?
I'd like to nominate Dr. Robert Navarro for secretary.
Dr. Ebakumi has nominated Dr. Robert Navarro.
Not doctor yet.
No, he is. Oh, trustee. Trustee Ebakumi, I'm sorry.
But probably will be.
At some point,
I'll take it.
Is there a second?
Second.
Trustee Jenkins, second the motion. Are there any other nominations for Secretary of the Board of Trustees? If there are no other nominations, I will ask for nominations to be closed. Is there a motion to close the nominations?
So moved.
Trustee Ebakumi made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Trustee Jenkins, second. All in favor to close the nominations, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The nominations are now closed.
Dr. Navarro has been nominated for the position of Secretary of the Board of Trustees. I will now ask the trustees to vote by secret ballot. On the sheet of paper from the pad provided, please write the last name of the individual you wish to vote for. Fold the paper, and I will collect the vote and tabulate them. I have counted the votes, and Trustee Navarro has been elected Secretary of the Board of Trustees of Illinois State University. Congratulations, Trustee Navarro.
Would you like to say something? Trustee
No,
Navarro.
I'm absolutely thrilled to continue to serve on the board. As Kathy mentioned, coming from a small town and that whole thing, I'm first generation, and this is really exciting to not only come to the university, but to have all my degrees from here, and then to continue to serve in this capacity. So it's really exciting, and I feel very fortunate. Thank you.
With the beginning of a new fiscal year, it is time to make appointments to the Board of Trustees, committees, and appointments to university and state boards. The executive committee, consistent with the board bylaws, will consist of the chairperson, the board secretary, and trustee Julie Jones. The audit committee will consist of Trustee Bone, who will chair the committee, Trustee Tillis, and Trustee Jenkins. Trustee Tillis will serve as liaison to the Foundation Board. Trustee Navarro will serve as liaison to the Alumni Association. And Trustee Julie Jones will serve as the liaison to the Civil Service Board. The State Affairs Committee will include Trustee Jenkins as committee chairperson, Trustee Merminga, and Trustee Ebakumi. It is the duty of the board to select from the university staff an employee to serve as treasurer of the Board of Trustees. The treasurer serves as an ex officio capacity and receives and disperses all monies and reports to the Board of Trustees on the financial status and fiscal affairs of the university. At Illinois State, that person traditionally has been the vice president for finance and planning. We will continue with the tradition, so Dan Stevens will serve as treasurer. In addition, it is a duty of the board chairperson to designate a university representative to serve as an ex officio member of the Municipal Clerks Training Institute Committee. The committee serves in advisory capacity and helps develop curriculum for municipal clerks training courses. I have designated Rob Lemler, Director of Internal Auditing and University Ethics Officer, for that task. Good morning, and thank you for joining us for today's meeting at the Board of Trustees on July 28th, 2023. Earlier this morning, the Campus Communication Committee hosted a very informative discussion hour. I wish to thank the committee, as well as David Marple, Director of University Risk Management, and Adam McCrary, Director of Environmental Health and Safety, for their presentation this morning regarding pedestrian safety and dismount zones. Speaking on behalf of the board, I want to thank our students, faculty, and staff who worked to update Policy 5.1.8, bikes, skateboards, scooters, and other recreation transportation devices. As discussed this morning, the safety of our campus community is of utmost importance. I want to congratulate our admissions and enrollment management teams and all students, faculty, and staff who play a role in recruiting students to Illinois State University. Interim President Tarhule keeps us apprised of the status of applications, admits, and deposits. We anticipate strong enrollment for the fall 2023 term. Lastly, the board is aware that as we approach the beginning of 2023-24 academic year, there are many questions regarding the status of the presidential search. We will share more information regarding the search process as soon as possible with the university community. So we have a very long agenda, and in the interest of time, I will turn to Interim President Andave Tarhule for his remarks.
Thank you, Chairperson Bone. Congratulations on your appointment, and also Secretary Navarro, and welcome to Trustee Tillis to the board. I'd like to extend my congratulations to all of you who've been newly appointed in these roles, and I look forward to working with the board as we move into the 2023-24 academic year. I'd like to begin my remarks today by thanking the board for your support of Illinois State University and for the extensive amount of time that you devote without compensation to the university. Your dedication is very much appreciated. The U.S. Supreme Court rulings regarding the use of race in the college admissions process continue to raise many questions and concerns in the higher education community and amongst prospective students and their families. In a message to the campus in the wake of the rulings, I stated that Illinois State remains committed and intentional in our efforts to ensure students from all communities and identities across our state and beyond have access to Illinois State's educational opportunities. The presidents and chancellors of Illinois' public universities are working together alongside the board, Illinois Board of Higher Education, to understand the immediate and potential implications of these rulings as we await guidance from various education law scholars and agencies. I stand by the commitment stated by the Illinois public universities in that, and I quote, "The Illinois public universities are united in our unwavering commitment to lawfully support and enhance student diversity in all dimensions," end quote. I will keep the campus community informed as the review and analysis progresses. Summer is high season for campus construction and revitalization projects. Many projects are underway that will revitalize and enhance learning spaces. We are very excited about the start of construction on the new Mennonite College of Nursing Simulation Center. On June 23rd, more than 100 Illinois State University students, faculty and staff, donors, alumni, and friends gathered to celebrate the groundbreaking of this $18 million facility. The new space will enable the college to increase enrollment by 400 students at steady state. In addition, on August 18, there will be a ribbon cutting ceremony for the Mennonite College of Nursing Springfield location. We look forward to this partnership with Memorial Health and in expanding our nursing program in the Springfield area. You may have noticed progress on the indoor practice facility. Yesterday, conditions were just right, which was under 10 miles per hour for wind, and so the dome was inflated, not blown up, it was inflated. We look forward to the dedication ceremony, which will be on Saturday, September 30th. And lastly, work on the CVA Rotunda classroom renovation is in full swing and on target for a spring reopening. I think our students and faculty will be very excited about this renovated space. Although we're still enjoying the summer months, we can't help but share our excitement about the enrollment forecast for the fall semester. Deposits for first time in college FDIC students are up 3% compared to this time last year, which was already a record-breaking class. Preview numbers are also strong and up by 5% from last year. Average GPA is 3.62, and nearly 39% of the incoming class is predicted to be from racially diverse groups. Additionally, new transfer admits and registrations are even with last year's total. At this time, total enrollment is predicted to be around 20,800. Retention numbers look to be above 80%. I want to say a sincere thank you to Jenna Albrecht, Jeff Mavros, and the enrollment management staff, admissions, housing, the honors program, University College, the registrar's office, the graduate school, academic advisors, and everyone who makes enrollment a success at Illinois State University. Career Services is pleased to be a recipient of the Illinois Cooperative Work-Study Grant fiscal year 2024 in the amount of $50,000. The Illinois Cooperative Work-Study Program provides grants to both public and independent colleges and universities and is designed to enhance public-private sector partnerships, expand internship opportunities, reduce students' reliance on loans, encourage permanent employment of Illinois graduates in Illinois, and provide links between academic programs and employment. You may be aware that earlier this summer, the university's official bookstore transitioned to Follett Higher Education Group, LLC. As a result, there has been a rebranding of the bookstore and spirit shop, which is now known as the Redbird Spirit Shop, and features a one-store, two-location model to better serve the campus community. Locations are in the building formerly known as the Alamo 2 and the Bone Student Center. And speaking of the Student Center, the Bone Student Center's 50th anniversary will be Friday, August 25th. The Division of Student Affairs has planned a celebration to include breakfast, a dedication ceremony for the Bob Dillinger Crew Room, a student celebration featuring engagement with BSc building partners, and a free student show that evening. We look forward to the celebration of this facility and all that it has meant to the campus community during its 50-year history. As the university continues its commitment to equity, diversity, and inclusion, the Multicultural Center saw a marked increase in visits, with over 11,000 entry swipes in FY23 compared to 6,800 in FY22. The Multicultural Center hosted signature programming like Welcome Week's Open House, Family Reunion, Late Night Breakfast, Surf Fish, Cafe Vibes, Mexican Independence Day, and graduate recognition ceremonies. New programming took place regarding the following topics: health equity, interfaith, equity in sports, leadership and laughter, colorism, deconstructing professionalism, a series of programs around entrepreneurship, and a movie night. In addition to the 6 student organizations sponsored by the Multicultural Center, over 40 student organizations and campus partners have utilized the Center for Leadership Development, community building, and equity-related programming. I am pleased to share that Illinois State's network of alumni continues to thrive, with 40 alumni networks established across the country. This marks a 20% increase in event opportunities for our regional networks. This growth signifies our commitment to fostering meaningful connections amongst our alumni and providing them with engaging experiences. The success of our university marketing and communications effort is evident through the achievements in trademark and licensing royalties. In FY23, we reached new heights with total royalties amounting to $258,530. This marks the highest royalty figure in our program's history, reflecting sales of over $2.1 million in Illinois State University's branded apparel and specialty items. It is truly gratifying to see our alumni and friends proudly displaying their connection to and support of the university. Our fundraising endeavors have yielded outstanding results in FY23. Private support production surpassed $34 million, making it the 3rd highest production total in Illinois State's history. This is the 2nd consecutive year in which we exceeded $30 million in private support production without relying on an 8-figure gift commitment. This accomplishment demonstrates the dedication of our generous donors, but also underscores the ongoing upward trend in private support production. FY23 marked the 4th consecutive year of year-over-year growth in this area, a testament to the unwavering support we receive from the Redbird community. These achievements are certainly an indication of the collective effort and commitment of our alumni, friends, and staff. Our efforts are shaping the success and the future of Illinois State University. And talking about success, Redbird student athletes continue to impress. For the fourth time in a row, Illinois State won the Missouri Valley Conference All-Sports Trophy. In addition, Redbird Athletics boasts 6 Missouri Valley Conference Scholar athletes, which is the most of any Valley school, and Illinois State has won 5 MVC team championships and 5 Coach of the Year awards. As we look ahead to the coming year, we look forward to exciting seasons for our student athletes, coaches, and fans. As we near the end of my remarks, I would like to take the opportunity to share a few additional points of pride. Illinois State consistently attracts and hires outstanding faculty and staff. This fall, Illinois State will welcome 54 new tenure-track faculty and 7 new department chairs. I look forward to welcoming them to the Illinois State family and the Bloomington Normal community. And if you haven't already heard, Illinois State University was named among the best colleges in the U.S., scoring in the top third of all submissions on Money Magazine's Best Colleges in the U.S. list. The Bloomington Normal Innovation Alliance held a cybersecurity conference in June for the local business community and explored ways in which ISU and neighboring Illinois Wesleyan University can assist in protecting businesses from cyber threats. Speakers that included the Department of Homeland Security shared their expertise and confirmed the need for public universities to help with cyber threat protection. Illinois State holds a unique position within the Normal Bloomington community and values opportunities for local and regional involvement and partnership. Once again, Illinois State University received the National Voter-Friendly Campus designation. This is the second time Illinois State has received this honor. The designation is awarded by the Voter-Friendly Campus Initiative, led by national nonpartisan organizations, the Fair Election Center's Campus Vote Project, and NASP, Student Affairs Administrators in Higher Education. On July 2nd, the Illinois State Solar Car team won the 3rd place in the Formula Sun Grand Prix held at Heartland Motorsports Park in Topeka, Kansas, beating out, listen, Ohio State, University of Wisconsin, Northwestern, University of Virginia, Western Michigan, and Dalhousie University. I like reading that list. Mercury 6 is the 6th car that ISU has made. The team traveled 447 miles each way, which took about 8 hours of driving. Our faculty are leading the way in their fields and infusing their knowledge into the classrooms. The winning teams in the inaugural Advancing Research and Creative Scholarship, ARCS program, have recently been announced. The program seeks to advance interdisciplinary scholarship at ISU to solve some of the world's most complex problems. 22 teams applied, and 3 were selected for the larger awards track, with awards set to begin this fall. Beth McDonald from Teaching and Learning will lead a team examining mathematical learning in students with learning disabilities. Uttam Mana from Physics will lead a team developing an apical TIRF illumination super resolution microscope for cell biology research. And Leah Klein from Wonsel Kim School of Art will lead a team conducting archaeological research in Northwest Bolsena in Italy. Jan Oleg Dahl, an assistant professor of microbiology at ISU School of Biological Sciences, is the lead investigator on a $74,000 grant from the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. The grant is funding research to determine how some pathogens respond to certain antimicrobial medicines. Findings will inform treatment strategies that can better combat antibiotic resistance and treat infections. Claire Lieberman, a professor in the Wonsel Kim School of Art, was a visiting artist at the American Academy in Rome this summer. The American Academy in Rome supports innovative artists, writers, and scholars living and working together in a dynamic international community. Ali Riaz, distinguished professor in the Department of Politics and Government, is a sought-after expert on South Asian politics and the politics of Bangladesh in particular. He is routinely interviewed by international media outlets on the subjects of Bangladeshi politics, the upcoming elections in that country, and U.S. foreign policy towards South Asia. I want to end my remarks by sharing that Brad Franke will be joining Illinois State University on August 1 as the Director of Public Affairs and Policy. We look forward to welcoming Brad and providing some opportunities for the campus community to meet and work with him to advance Illinois State University. And that concludes my report. So with that, I'd like to call on today's spokesperson for the Campus Communication Committee, Melissa Ramirez Osorio. Melissa is an academic advisor, recruiter, and student success coach in the College of Education and serves as the Campus Communication Committee representative from AP Council and the chairperson of the Campus Communication Committee. Welcome, Melissa.
Well, thank you. Thank you, President Tarhule, and thank you to the board for the opportunity to be here to speak to you today. So as we eagerly anticipate the start of the new school year, I'm happy to represent the Campus Communication Committee, and I would like to thank Stuart Palmer from the Civil Service Council for his service as chairperson and representative this past year in our committee. Today, on behalf of the Campus Communication Committee, I will also address several important matters and express our appreciation for the remarkable efforts of our dedicated faculty and staff. First, I would like to thank our presenters this morning for their presentation regarding the dismount zones and how they will impact pedestrian safety. Recent updates to Policy 5.1.8, bikes, skateboards, scooters, and other recreation and transportation devices were crucial to ensure the safety and well-being of all individuals on our campus. We thank the presenters for discussing how the university will implement these recent policy changes and hope that these changes will help maintain safety for all members in our community. Additionally, we strongly encourage campus leadership to implement the results obtained from the Coach Faculty Survey, the Staff Success Survey, and we look forward to reviewing the results of the 2022 ISU Campus Inclusion Survey. The valuable insights gained from these surveys can play a significant role in enhancing our recruitment and retention efforts for highly qualified faculty and staff members. We hope to foster an environment that attracts and retains exceptional talents by recognizing the needs, concerns, and successes of our faculty and staff. Moreover, we would like to reiterate our proposal for an open presidential search and request detailed information from the board regarding the search committee structure so that we may prepare committee selection processes for the upcoming year. An open search process ensures transparency, inclusivity, and active participation from the university community. By involving representatives from the faculty and staff and students on the search committee, we can identify and select a president that embodies the core values of Illinois State University. The Student Government Association is excited to announce the formation of the Mental Health Days Commission this upcoming fall semester. As we know, mental health plays a vital role in the overall well-being and academic success of our ISU students. The Commission's purpose will be to advocate with legislators for the implementation of mental health days for students statewide. We request the board's support in endorsing and championing this important initiative, which will address mental health issues. On another inspiring note, we would like to highlight and applaud the efforts of our dedicated staff members who have been tirelessly working during preview to accommodate this very large incoming class. Advisors, housing staff, preview staff, and all campus partners deserve our sincere appreciation for their commitment to providing support and guidance to our new students. Additionally, we would like to express our appreciation for the ongoing construction projects across campus. These projects will enhance the appeal and accessibility of our campus and foster an environment conducive to learning, collaboration, and personal growth of our students. And it is with excitement that we await the upcoming year. We're confident that as a university, we will continue to provide guidance and support to enable our students to thrive. And with that, I close this letter by saying, go you Redbirds. Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. There will not be a legislative update today, so we will move forward with the agenda. There is one report today, the Academic Plan 2023 to 2028, which is included in your board materials. The annually renewable plan includes a brief profile of the university strategic plan, an inventory of academic programs at the university, and academic program changes approved since June 30th, 2022, an inventory of academic programs and units at the university recognized by specialized accreditation associations, an update regarding academic initiatives, college strategic plans, summaries of academic program reviews conducted in the fiscal year 2023, and a tentative schedule of academic program reviews from fiscal year 2024 through fiscal year 2023. Are there any questions or comments from the board about this report? Seeing no questions, with the permission of the board chair, I would like to proceed with the resolutions.
You may proceed.
Thank you. Resolution number 2023.07/34, approval of MS in Physics. Illinois State University is seeking authorization from the Board of Trustees to seek approval of a proposal for degree granting authority for the MS in Physics. The Illinois State University Physics Department currently offers a BS in 5 separate degree sequences within the major. The program is one of the largest bachelor's-only physics departments nationwide. The proposed MS program will build on the success of the department and its mentorship of undergraduates, by offering opportunities for education and research to graduate students. As Illinois State becomes a more comprehensive university that includes engineering and other STEM disciplines, physics has the opportunity to grow into a department that not only supports these efforts, but thrives because of them. The program will be administered by the Department of Physics in the College of Arts and Sciences. Faculty have developed 14 new courses for the program. The program is expected to enroll up to 10 students each year, with a total enrollment of 20 students at steady state. One additional tenure-track faculty member will be hired to supplement existing faculty to deliver the new program at its inception. The proposal was approved by the Academic Senate on May 10, 2023. I ask for your approval for this resolution.
May I have a motion and second to approve this resolution?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Abakumi. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Jenkins. Is there any discussion?
I have a question. Last meeting, we approved a couple other programs, so I'm wondering what's the thought process behind adding a new program, and where does it originate? Is it with the department chair, the academic senate?
Yeah, Provost Annie will answer that question.
Sure, thank you for that question. Curriculum is within the purview of the faculty at Illinois State University, or as in any institution of higher education. So typically, faculty will be charged with considering their curriculum, looking at their field, seeing what opportunities are available for students in the marketplace, and then they might discuss amongst each other and say, we're thinking about developing this program. So then they'll reach out to the provost's office, and this was something I did in my prior role as associate provost. And they would say, we're thinking of developing a new sequence or a new program, and there's a financial implication form. We have a process that's outlined on our website, on the university website, that tells units that are interested in developing new programs the steps that they need to go through. What we might do is do a market analysis. If depending on the unit, They might have professional organizations that provide that information. Otherwise, we have a contract with EAB, which is a national data consultancy firm, and they'll do a market feasibility analysis for us for a particular program. Then we'll review that, the faculty reviews that, and then the unit will talk to their department chair, talk to their dean and their college staff to look at the financial viability of a program like that. So there is this financial implication form. They outline the rationale for the program. They talk about the finances needed to develop the program in the first year, to sustain the program at steady state by year 5. That's approved at the department level. It's reviewed by the department curriculum committee. It's reviewed by the dean and approved, the college curriculum committee, and then it comes up to the provost's office. And then it goes to the academic senate that also reviews it. The university curriculum committee reviews it as well. So there are a lot of, there is a process, there are a lot of different points where different stakeholder groups are reviewing it, primarily faculty stakeholder groups. The responsibility of the Office of the Provost is really looking at the financial commitment on the part of the university to maintain a program like that or to ensure its success.
Trustee Jenkins?
Thanks. Hopefully what's a quick question is, as we think, so the next step for this approval, is that then go to IBHE for approval for that program?
Right. So once we get Board of Trustees approval, we complete a new program proposal to the Illinois Board of Higher Education. It's an extensive proposal that includes many of the elements of the financial implication form. It includes a broader rationale. We do a comparator analysis with other programs across the state using data that IBHE makes publicly available. We also look at U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, Illinois Labor Statistics. We do, and then with IBHE's new strategic plan, A Thriving Illinois, we also incorporate how we're going to focus on equity, sustainability, and growth, both at the university level and at the programmatic level. And once they approve it, then we can advertise and enroll students.
That's great. Madam Chair, one more question?
Yes, Trustee Jenkins.
So as we think about these in the future, as they come through, is it a metric that we should look at around sustaining enrollment for a master's program in the 10 to 20 student range? We think of that in relationship to other master's programs or even other programs as a metric we should think about, or is that just for physics, or that for this particular thing?
That would be just for physics. So there's a lot of variation. The Illinois Board of Higher Education asks us to track low-producing programs every year, asks every university to track low-producing programs in terms of the number of graduates. For undergraduate programs, it's 10 graduates per year. For undergraduates, it's 5. So this would be a program with lower enrollment in comparison, for example, to our master's in computer science that has about 175 students. But that's also related to market demand, and we are being conservative in our estimates here with the master's in physics, looking at other programs across the state. But we also have data that show that there is increasing demand for people who have a terminal master's in physics. Some people get a master's along the way to getting the PhD, although those who are pursuing PhDs don't typically get a master's in physics. But there is growing demand for the skills beyond just what we might think of as traditional physics, but beyond the skills that come with a master's in physics. There's growing demand in the workforce. And I think the other part that is unique to the master's program here is that we are going to be bringing in a lot of engineering students, and so there's going to be increasing demand on for physics classes, and this is one strategy to help meet the course demands for engineering students and other students as we anticipate enrollment growth at the university.
Thank you.
So I'll recognize myself to ask a question. How are you going to market this?
Yeah, so one driver for this program is we currently have physics undergraduate students because we are the largest one of the larger undergraduate students in the country. We have lots of undergraduate students that we actually send to other universities who would much rather stay at Illinois State. Unlike students who are interested in pursuing a PhD, where you might recommend that these students go to another institution so they're exposed to different ways of doing physics or approaching physics, we already have some demand here. And what we are also proposing, which is not part of this resolution, is an accelerated master's program. So as we've been looking at new master's programs on campus, we've been recommending the accelerated master's, which is really a 4+1. So that allows our students to complete the master's degree in 1 additional year instead of 2. High achieving undergraduate students get to take up to 15 credits of graduate credit as a senior at undergraduate tuition rates. And so that, we think, is one way of marketing the program to our existing students. And then, even though we have University of Illinois in Urbana or in Champaign, those programs are actually offering PhD programs, so they're offering the terminal degree, and we think we're going to be able to attract a different population of students.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other questions? All those in favor of the resolution, please say aye.
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 Opposed? The resolution is approved.
Thank you, Chairperson. Resolution 2023.07/35, approval of Town of Normal Fire Services Agreement. Annually, Illinois State University and the Town of Normal enter into an intergovernmental agreement for fire protection and emergency services provided to the university campus. The agreement is modified each year to require a new reimbursement rate to reflect the municipal costs associated with the provision of these services. The Town of Normal uses a price index to calculate the new reimbursement rate that is determined by the Illinois Municipal League and used throughout the state and in other university communities. The Illinois Municipal Price Index is designed to quantify the increases in prices of goods and services purchased by Illinois municipalities. The agreement for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2023 required a reimbursement cost of $628,348. The updated index released by the Illinois Municipal League in June 2023 requires a 4.32% increase over the previous year cost, which equates to an annual increase of $27,145. The new agreement is effective from July 1, 2023 through June 30th, 2024, and includes a reimbursement cost not to exceed $655,493 paid by general revenue and auxiliary facilities operating revenues. I ask for your approval for this resolution.
May I have a motion and a second to approve this resolution?
So moved.
Trustee Abakumi made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Trustee Jenkins, second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor of the resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is approved.
Thank you. Resolution 2023.07/36, authorization for Adobe Creative Cloud software. Illinois State University has used Adobe products for nearly 2 decades. The Adobe Creative Cloud software is recognized as a leader in business and creative software solutions. The university currently purchases the Adobe Creative Cloud suite through an annual agreement from software reseller Dial Corporation for approximately $440,000. In recent years, Adobe licensing models have changed to subscription-based suite licensing, which allows users access to a host of software programs. The new licensing models are more expensive. Thus, the university has worked with other Illinois public higher education institutions to consolidate a volume-based pricing model. This volume-based rate, estimated to be $342,000 annually, is significantly lower. Under this arrangement, each university will maintain their own agreement and be invoiced annually. This resolution seeks authorization to enter into a 3-year agreement from August 1, 2023 through July 31st, 2026 at a cost not to exceed $1,026,000, which includes a 3.5% contingency for any additional services needed to be added during that term due to growth in enrollment or usage. I ask for your approval for this resolution.
May I have a motion and a second to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Trustee Abakumi made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Trustee Tillis, second. Is there any discussion? I'll recognize myself and ask a question.
Yes.
So my understanding is we did approve a 1 year for $440,000.
Yes.
And now with this deal, we're going to get it for about $342,000 a
Right.
year.
Right.
And do we pay that yearly, or do we have to pay the whole 1 million at one time?
Dan?
Thank you for that question. Charlie, I'm going to look to you. I would assume what we've engaged with is the ability to execute a 3-year agreement, but our subscription is only going to be based on the annual amount. So I don't believe we would be paying the entire amount at one time. We just pay it each individual year, because we could end up with next year or the year after with substantially higher types of usage or lower, but this was designed to get a volume increase and an ability to work collectively with Adobe to give the best pricing model we could achieve.
And we have not paid the $440,000 yet.
We actually get credit for the portion we haven't paid for.
Okay, that was my next question. So, okay, thank you. Is there any other discussion?
I have a question.
Trustee Abakumi?
You have a mix of funds as your funding source, general revenue and the auxiliary facility system. Is there a reason why you're mixing funds?
And
Because obviously our institution, we end up with the usage of both faculty, staff. If you may remember in our earlier presentations about the color of money, our goal and responsibility from an LAC compliance perspective is to try to allocate cost where there's an element of usage that does move into individual areas of funding. So we try where it's possible to track those types of costs so that it is not borne solely by one area.
Thank you.
Is there any other discussion? All those in favor of the resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The resolution is approved.
Thank you. Resolution 2023.07/37, authorization to purchase Apple computer products. Illinois State's Tech Zone is an authorized Apple reseller for students, faculty, staff, and university departments. This resolution seeks authorization from the Board of Trustees for Tech Zone to purchase Apple computers and devices for departmental use and retail. Tech Zone and Student Technology Support serve as a campus computer store, as well as provide warranty and general servicing of computers. With approval, Apple computers and devices will be purchased from D&H Distributing for an amount not to exceed $1,900,000 for fiscal year 2024 to 2028. This amount is designed to accommodate growth consistent with recent fiscal years. Source of funding includes local agency funds to purchase computers for Tech Zone inventory and resale, and general revenue, AFS, and other agency funds when Tech Zone resells the computers to various university departments. I ask for your approval for this resolution.
May I have a motion and a second to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Trustee Abakumi made the motion. Is there a second?
Navarro, second.
Trustee Navarro, second. Is there any discussion? I'll recognize myself again. When I read more of the information than what President Tarhuli just presented to us, it appears that 45% is departmental spending and 55% is retail spending. So my question is on the retail spending, do we lose money when we sell that to the various people at the university that we sell it to?
Thank you for your question. No, as we acquire products, one of the advantages of acquiring our computers from a central point of contact is to, number one, from a pricing and a volume benefit, but the other greatest advantage of this is also to permit safety and security around our IT equipment. And so the coordination through the tech zone and through our Charlie's division allows for that protection. And then from a retail point of view, obviously supporting our students, our volume discount that we're able to work with these retailers helps keep our costs down. And then our university does try to support this service in a combination of having some element of margin in there, but it's predominantly a support in order for both faculty, staff, and students, and the public. So we are a retail environment, but we do have, one of our goals from those purchases is to allow for that greater discount purchasing so it can be distributed across campus.
So when I look at this 1.9 million, about 50% of it, we get the money back.
That's correct. That's right. It's just the
Okay.
pass-through coming through the budgets that come, and it just gets captured from an agency perspective. It runs through their books, and then it gets reimbursed through back to the tech zone.
Thank you. Are there any other questions or discussion? All those in favor of the resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is approved.
Thank you. Resolution 2023.07/38, authorization for campus wireless upgrade phase 1. In 2014, the Illinois State University Board of Trustees approved a resolution for a campus-wide wireless coverage project. Since then, demand has increased for coverage due to the rising number of devices per person connected to wireless resources. In 2022, the Board of Trustees approved phase 1 of the campus-wide network upgrade. This project was to begin the replacement of the underpinning wired network infrastructure on campus as it approaches the end of its useful life and vendor-specific support. Technology Solutions is requesting Board of Trustees approval to begin the phase of a strategic two-phase upgrade project for the wireless network. The requested upgrades will provide the ISU community with increased reliability, efficiency, security, and network speeds that will provide scalability. The strategic design of this request includes a planned useful life of approximately 7 years to avoid costly shorter refresh cycles. The total number of wirelessly connected devices, applications, and data resources supported by ISU's network has increased significantly over the last decade and is expected to continue to grow dramatically. The campus Wi-Fi network serves over 40,000 concurrent devices during peak times, an 18% increase since 2015. The Wi-Fi network has also seen a 67% increase in the amount of bandwidth consumed per day since 2016. Each year, there is a measurable increase in the amount and number of devices connecting to ISU's network. This resolution seeks authorization of expenditures estimated not to exceed $650,000 for the necessary hardware, software, and related costs to upgrade wireless coverage throughout the campus. This project is funded by general revenue funds. I ask for your approval for this resolution.
May I have a motion and a second to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Trustee Abakumi made the motion. Is there a second?
Second, Jenkins.
Trustee Jenkins, second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor of the resolution, please say aye.
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 Opposed? The resolution is approved.
Thank you. Resolution number 2023.07/39, authorization for RAB road renovation and staff relocation to support ISU College of Engineering project. This resolution builds on prior approvals of the Board of Trustees in support of the College of Engineering. To facilitate the upcoming construction and renovations at the John Green Food Services and Carter Harris buildings requires a relocation of all existing ISU staff currently located at those buildings into the 715 Rab Road facility. Prior to relocation, renovations of the Rab Road facility are required to convert open classroom spaces into functional administrative spaces, including offices, cubicles, conference rooms, etc. This resolution seeks authorization of expenditures not to exceed $5,520,000 for all necessary Rab Road renovation and relocation costs in support of the new College of Engineering projects. Funds will be used to program, plan, design, and produce the required documents to vacate the John Green Food Services and Carter Harris building of all university staff and directs the university administration to establish a budget and appoint architects and engineers and other necessary project consultants, bid the work, hire contractors, and move staff. Sources of funding is general revenue funds. I ask for your approval for this resolution.
May I have a motion and a second to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Trustee Abakumi made the motion. Is there a second?
Second, Jenkins.
Trustee Jenkins, second. Is there any discussion? Trustee Navarro.
So the Rab Road location, that is, that's newly acquired to us and it's currently empty, right? That's the one we did a couple meetings ago?
Yes,
Okay. So there's nobody in there now and you're moving people to there?
correct.
Okay, thank you.
I'll recognize myself. I think as we look at these next couple of resolutions and seeing that they're from general funds, general revenue funds, we have a question in all of our minds as, do we have enough money in general revenue funds? And do you feel comfortable with that?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for that question. I've been working very closely with President Tarhouli and studying the fiscal analysis, obviously, of the engineering program, both from conception and now, and looking to the future. And one of the things that we will look at is these type of expenditures and these investments are long-term. They're needed, obviously, in order for us to establish the College of Engineering and the revenue resources generated by having not only the students that are coming to us that stay in engineering, but it's also the additional students that come that may start in engineering and move over to other disciplines on campus. So from a fiscal point of view, these are very wise investments.
Is there any other discussion?
I have a question.
Trustee Abakumi.
You have in the background for the resolution that you potentially would like to include the cost of this project in the future debt offering for the College of Engineering.
Correct.
Why is that, as we don't know what that debt offering is going to be?
Thank you for asking that question. The reason that statement at the bottom is intended to be vague, it's an awareness to you that as we talk through our financial advisors, and matter of fact, I had conversations with them just over the last couple of days, the analysis as we look forward with the bond offering, potential bond offering, or the actual bond offering we'll have to have in order to renovate the John Green facility in Carter Harris, that will it be wise from a credit agency perspective for us to borrow these funds, which we are permitted to do, or choose to use reserves. At this point in time, given the interesting interest rate environment, we're actually doing a fiscal analysis where it may work out to be that if we borrow these funds, because it is a long-term investment and because our institution is not permitted to refinance funds, unlike you do in the private sector, that it may end up being very wise for us to come back with not only this investment as a bond, as a debt offering, but also obviously the longer-term investment in John Green. And doing some quick analysis with our financial advisors yesterday, giving some investments we can make by keeping those reserves with us and just simply paying an annual debt payment over the next 10 years, we potentially have the opportunity to borrow these funds at a net investment, but somewhere less than 1%, because we can actually earn some fairly very good returns through our treasury investments that actually are currently yielding pretty good rates compared to what we believe the bond offering, the credit offering rates would be on this loans. So I place that there as an awareness to you, that because we may in the next board resolution, or next board meeting, or next couple board meetings, come back with you to say we'd like to borrow those funds because it makes the most fiscal sense.
Madam Chair.
Trustee Jenkins.
This is kind of a question, but it's also kind of I think a statement. And it's framed from the perspective of how we talk about so I'll go this way at it. So my father graduated from Georgia Tech in 1953. And when he walked in as a freshman, they did the look to your left, look to your right. Only one of you is going to be here in 6 months. My brother graduated 20 years later, 30 years later from Georgia Tech, and they said, look to your left and your right. 2 of you are going to be here. As I've heard you all describe the engineering program at Illinois State, it's intended to be a different model. It's intended to be, you look to your left, you look to your right, this is your community of learners. You're all going to go through it. So I hope that we think about this in those kind of terms, and not as an opportunity for, we bring in 500, we have 300 that then shift to other kind of degree programs. And it's not really directed in it's not sent in your way. I understand why you're doing it. I understand the whole concept of the enrollment management piece of that. I just want us to try and elevate the debate around engineering at ISU to be that different kind of program. And I think that's what we've expressed to IBHE and the state to support the types of program. So I'll end that with, would you believe? And thank you, Madam Chair, for letting me make a comment.
Yes, Interim President Tarhule.
Thank you so much, Trustee Jenkins, and I couldn't agree with you more. If you look at the new founding dean of the college, Dean Kaiser is here, and I'm sure he will back up everything I'm about to say. You're right. We're trying to set up this college as a new college, as an exemplar for a number of things that are, if you will, the engineering profession. One of those is diversity. We've talked a lot about that. But you're right, the other is student success. Nationally, only about half of the students, I think it's actually around 48%, if I'm correct, of the students who begin in an engineering program actually earns an engineering degree. In our proposal to IBHE, we pledged that our engineering students are going to graduate at the same rate as the general student population at Illinois State. And right now, it's at 67.3%. So we've set a very ambitious goal, and would like to hold ourselves to that, hold Tom Kaiser to that goal. And so I think your comments are absolutely correct, and I just wanted to say that they are in line with everything we've been thinking about this college from conception to date.
Trustee Ebakumi.
So a follow-up to Trustee Jenkins' comment, these wraparound services that we provide to future engineering students, that means that there's going to be a large cost. When can we expect the full cost for the College of Engineering, especially if this this project and the following resolution will be included in that debt offering?
We are currently, thank you for your question. We are currently in the design phase, and we appreciate the opportunity that we were afforded to do that. We've engaged Canon Design to help us with this, which was the original firm that actually helped in the conceptual discussion around engineering and potentially using the John Green. So right now, the range of estimates as they're looking at the design is for the combination of the renovations to the John Green warehouse, as well as it's about 5,000 square feet of space in the Carter Harris building right across the parking lot. That the range should be somewhere between 55 to 65 million It depends on the amount of contingency that we include in that. We're in the earlier stages of studying that, but we're also working with the dean and value engineering to make sure the investments we are making there not only make a benefit in the short run, but also the long term. So we will know more over the next several months as those designs get closer and closer to documents that allow us to make even more accurate estimates before we go to bid. We will be likely seeking a resolution with an estimate so that we can go to bid. And then we will be looking to the final bid process to tell us exactly what that amount is. But we've got a very good history working with Canon, as well as making some very good cost estimates to ensure that when we do go out to the bond market and also gain your approval, that we'll feel fairly comfortable that when the project is completed, it'll be at those budgets and less.
Thank you.
Yes, President Tarhuli.
Thank you, Trustee Abikumi. I think the question you're asking, the Vice President for Finance and Planning has provided most of the answers, but I just wanted to add a little bit more because I have a feeling that other trustee members may also have similar questions. You can think about the cost of the engineering college in a number of large categories. One is obviously facilities, and we divide facilities into two. First, we have to acquire the current building because we don't own it. We estimate that will cost between 2 to 3 million. So that's the first cost associated with the engineering building. Second, we have to relocate the people and all the materials that are stored in the John Green building to replacement space. The cost of that is currently, we think it's about 10.6 million. So buy the building, relocate the people and the resources in it out, and then renovate the building. And the cost of that renovation right now, we think is going to be on the low end about 55 million, on the high end about 65 million. So that will be the next item that we'll be bringing to the board for approval to give us authorization to finance that project. And then in terms of the actual running of the college, the day-to-day operations, that will be just part of the operations budget. So that includes hiring personnel, the dean, the department chairs, the faculty, staff, and so on. And then the annual cost, wraparound services, as you mentioned, that's no different from the type of services we provide currently in other colleges. It may be more expansive, it may be different, but this will go into the annual operating cost. And the board will approve once you approve the operating budget for the college, for the university, that would include part of the operating cost for the college. So those are the large term items that goes into creating the college. It's kind of hard to sum it all up and give you one number because some of them are ongoing, but I'm hoping that provides some clarity about what is involved and what kinds of monies we need to spend.
Thank you.
Is there any other discussion? All those in favor of the resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution's approved.
Thank you. Resolution 2023.07/40, authorization for warehouse move to support College of Engineering project. This resolution also builds on prior approvals of the Board of Trustees in support of the College of Engineering project. In May 2023, the Board of Trustees authorized the lease of additional warehouse space at 1201 Bell Street, Bloomington, Illinois. To facilitate the upcoming construction and renovations for the future home of the College of Engineering, the John Green Food Services Building, is that the one already read? No. The John Green's buildings and Carter Harris building would need to be vacated. All existing equipment, supplies, and stores operations currently housed in those facilities will be moved to both ISU-owned and the newly acquired leased warehouse space located at the East Bell Street location. The ISU-owned warehouse will be renovated to represent our primary facilities operational warehouse dedicated to major operational needs. The East Bell Street property will also be renovated to meet university needs. Therefore, this resolution requests the Board of Trustees to authorize expenditures not to exceed $3.45 million for a project to program, plan, design, and produce the required documents to fully vacate the John Green Food Services building of all stored materials into newly renovated space at the ISU Warehouse Road facility and the 1201 East Bell Street Warehouse facility. Source of funding is general revenue funds. I ask for your approval for this resolution.
May I have a motion and a second to approve the resolution?
So moved.
The motion was made by trustee Jenkins. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Ebekumi. Is there any discussion? All those in favor of the resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is approved.
Thank you. Resolution 2023.07/41, authorization to designate surplus real estate and delegation of authority to sell surplus real estate. In 1992, the university purchased properties located at 208, 210, and 212 Douglas Street, Bloomington, Illinois, to serve as studio space for graduate students of the Wonsor Kim College of Fine Arts. After completion of an extensive facility condition assessment that identified significant and costly facility upgrades and improvements that exceeded the strategic value of the property, commonly known as the Art Studio Building, the complex was fully decommissioned in summer 2023. Alternate student programming space has been identified. The amended State Property Control Act 30 ILS 605/1 allows the Board of Trustees of any Illinois public institution of higher learning, including Illinois State University, to sell, lease, or otherwise transfer or convey to a bona fide purchaser for value all or part of real estate deemed by the board to be surplus real estate. Further, the Act permits the university to retain the proceeds from such transactions, but requires that such proceeds be maintained in separate account in the treasury of the university for the purpose of deferred maintenance and emergency repair of university property. Therefore, the university seeks authorization to designate the Art Studio Building 208, 210, and 212 Douglas Street as surplus real estate and permits university leadership to seek third-party bids to properly dispose of this property. I ask for your approval for this resolution.
May I have a motion and second to approve the resolution?
I so move.
The motion is made by trustee Navarro, second by trustee Ebekumi. Is there any discussion?
I have a question.
Trustee Ebekumi.
Do we know the estimated value of this property before we, designate it as surplus?
Yes, we had a third-party appraisal done on this property fairly recently, and it indicated that it would likely sell in a public bid process somewhere in the low 100s. That obviously is an appraisal. Right now, property, this is in downtown Bloomington. We are already receiving an element of interest around this. So we feel very confident that once we get your permission to move forward with the public bid process, that we may have even more interest in the property. And then as we review those bids, we will end up updating you exactly as to what the final price was that we will consider selling the property for. And then those proceeds will be used, as President Tarhouli says, is to offset the investments we've had to make to relocate these MFA studios for the students' experience.
And a follow-up, so we will identify the alternative space. Where is that alternative space?
We, President Tarhouli.
Go ahead.
When we've been dealing with this particular facility, obviously, for a number of years. And over time, over the last several years, in working with the Dean and College of Fine Arts, trying to find studio space either on campus or off campus. We actually have plans on campus to have these studio spaces to be placed there, but we've got to have the Wansuk Kim Fine Arts project completed first in order to do that. So we found temporary space, a little less than 10,000 square feet out at the Eastland Mall through a bid process. And this, we were able to acquire that lease space very, very cost effectively. And so it has been worked on for the last close to about a year. And we should have it opened in June, or will be open for this particular fall for the students. And then I believe we may have a grand opening for the board and others, because it's a very attractive space inside the Eastland Mall. It's also very safe. There's parking there, and so we'll actually get some greater visibility of ISU, not simply on our campus, but also in the community.
And my final question, I'm sorry. The sale of this property goes to a treasury account that's for deferred maintenance. Is that deferred maintenance for the fine arts, or is it just a general account for the entire university?
It generally goes into, obviously, the total university. Because it was an academic facility that was purchased, it'll go into the GR space, which gives us the latitude to use it in any of our academic facilities. Obviously, from a direct relationship point of view, we've made investments for this new property. And so in my mind, we are looking at the proceeds from this to essentially reimburse ourselves for the investments that we've made there.
Thank you.
Is there any other discussion? All those in favor of the resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is approved.
Thank you. Resolution 2023.07/42, authorization to acquire property insurance, amended. The Board of Trustees of Illinois State University approved at the May 12, 2023 meeting resolution number 2023.05/22, which authorized the university to acquire property insurance for fiscal year 24 at an estimated amount not to exceed $1.38 million, which is an annual increase of $180,000, based on preliminary discussions with our insurance consortium carrier, Alliant Insurance Services. Since that time, final premium quotes have been received from Alliant, and the projected annual premium for fiscal year 24 has increased to an estimated $1.45 million, an increase of approximately $250,000 over that period, over the prior year. This increase is attributed to three main factors, including an increase in insured property values, significant large dollar loss events by several universities within the state, including ISU's estimated $3 million insurance loss claim associated with a fire property damage at the university farm, and University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign's water damage of over $10 million, and lastly, inflationary increases in replacement construction costs and labor shortage/supply chain constraints across Illinois and the nation. For fiscal year 2024, the university's property insurance program will have a $1 billion per occurrence coverage limit with a $100,000 deductible payable for each occurrence. The property insurance exposure is further mitigated by the university's self-insurance fund of approximately $1.2 million. The university seeks board authorization to acquire adequate property insurance coverage for fiscal year 2024 from a collection of well-respected and financially sound U.S. and international insurance companies, collectively priced as a consortium through Alliant Insurance Services Incorporated at an annual premium not to exceed $1.45 million. The funding source includes general revenue and auxiliary facilities system operating revenues. I ask for your approval for this resolution.
May I have a motion and a second to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Trustee Abakumi made the resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
Trustee Jenkins, second. Is there any discussion? I just had one question regarding the loss at the Lexington Farm. I know we did approve expenditure for that so that we could continue to use that facility for students. And I was just wondering if we have received some money from the insurance company for that loss.
Yes, thank you for your questions. We actually, during the process over the last several months, have been working with the insurance company. We've got a final report. It's approximately around $3 million. They have fronted us, I believe, well in excess of over $1 million. Is that right, David? 1.9 million of that. That'll be finalized at the end. We're in the bid process right now, working with the dean and the faculty out there at the farm to try to take those insurance proceeds and utilize them in the best way for the purpose of the farm. If we're able to actually navigate potentially the position of where that farm, where that a new barn will occur, we might relocate it, but we would not incur any additional costs. Now, so that's why we're kind of doing a dual bid process. So we'll hopefully have sometime in the next few months, the final visit will tell us what options we have. But we're very confident the insurance company has said our loss was legitimate, and they're going to be paying up to at least that $3 million once they know exactly what the cost will be to incur the actual renovation that we do.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Tillis?
This is a two-part question. The first question is, in the event of any type of claim that happens, where does the deductible funds come from? And the second question is, did we ever entertain increasing our deductible to minimize the increase?
That is, thank you for asking that question. Actually, we internally within the university, inside our reserves, we've basically set aside an element of funds from a risk, essentially a risk mitigation perspective. Your point about evaluating the deductibility was one of the questions that as we started to get these projected cost increases, and so I had Dave Marple, our insurance advisor, work through with the agents, with our advisors, and what we determined was that we've got currently a $100,000 deductible. We looked at what the deductible would be, annual premium would be if it was at $250,000 or $500,000, and after the analysis was confirmed with the insurance companies, it actually worked out to where we would not incur a sufficient amount of cost savings if we increased our deductible. As a matter of fact, Dave studied the last 4 to 5 years of losses, and then if we had an insurance deductible of $250 or $500, we would have incurred more losses over that period of time. And so because the premium that they offered did not justify raising that, we decided to keep it as is. We're going to continue to study it. One other point that is important in commercial real estate insurance is having a $100,000 deductible is not an easy thing to have. And sometimes if you choose to raise your deductible and then at a later date seek to reduce your deductible, you may not even be given the opportunity to do so. Hopefully I answered your question.
Thank you.
Is there any other discussion? All those in favor of the resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is approved.
Thank you. Resolution 2023.07/43, authorization to issue certificates of participation, Series 2023 capital improvement projects. In addition to the authority provided to the Board of Trustees by the State of Illinois to issue revenue bonds for the construction and operation of auxiliary facilities, the Illinois State University Law 110 ILCS 675/20 provides the board with the authority to issue debt in the form of certificates of participation to finance or refinance other capital improvements. These certificates of participation evidence payments are under an installment an installment purchase agreement and are limited to a maximum 10-year period. The installment payments made under an installment purchase agreement are payable both from state appropriated funds and from budgeted legally available funds of the board derived from sources other than state appropriations on an annual basis. The certificates of participation, Series 2023, will be issued in an aggregate principal amount not to exceed $14 million to fund the total project cost associated with the Mennonite School of Nursing Simulation Lab Building Construction Project approved by the Board of Trustees at the May 7, 2021 meeting pursuant to Resolution 2021.05/20. Issuance of the certificates will result in annual debt payments that are not expected to exceed $1.8 million, depending on the final interest rate secured at the closing of the certificates, and will be funded by general revenue funds, foundation funds from private donors, and federal grants. I ask for your approval for this resolution.
May I have a motion and a second to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Trustee Abakumi made the resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
Trustee Jenkins, second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor of the resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is approved.
Thank you. Resolution 2023.07/44, approval of foundation support agreement. The Illinois State University Foundation's purpose is to solicit, secure, and manage private gifts and other resources, and to use those gifts and resources to support the distinctive excellence of Illinois State University in teaching, learning, scholarship, creative activities, and service to others. The State of Illinois Legislative Audit Commission guidelines authorizes the university to enter into a written contract with a foundation to provide such services. The Board of Trustees of Illinois State University and the foundation signed a memorandum of understanding in May 2008, which outlines the relationship and responsibilities of each entity in regard to the provision of such services. Therefore, the university seeks Board of Trustee authorization to contract with the foundation for the provision of development and fundraising services for fiscal year 2024 for in-kind consideration not to exceed $2,978,000, a 4.7% increase over fiscal year 23 to address the increasing cost in personnel and operating expenses. I ask for your approval for this resolution.
May I have a motion second to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Trustee Abakumi made the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Trustee Navarro, second. Is there any discussion? Trustee Jenkins, yes.
Is it, I mean, metrics for fundraising, metrics for advancement, it appears like if there's about $3 million, we generate about $30 million. It's kind of a 3-to-1 for the investment from the institute. Is that a common, is that good? Is it not good? What is that? Can I kind of get some scope for that?
Pat, you want to take that?
Thank you for the question. Yes, it is good. And so the return on investment is very good. This looks at our foundation resources. They have been pretty lean, certainly over the years, as far as the investment, and our return has been good. But overall, there's a very good return on investment from our foundation funds that go into raising private gift support. And we look at that nationally. We work with a group, CASE, Council for the Support and Advancement of Education, and compare very favorably with other institutions our size, but the return is very positive.
Great, thank you so much, appreciate it.
Trustee Tillis?
Can you speak more of the plan to cultivate relationships with philanthropy as well as corporate and foundations, the need to do it, and what's the plan?
Oh, absolutely. That's what we do. So as far as engaging our alumni, we have over 240,000 alumni. You heard the president talk about the increased alumni activity across the country. Certainly, we're seeing more engagement opportunities, but really being intentional with how we engage with them from a mentoring standpoint, from a career services standpoint, engaging with students, but then also certainly when it looks at foundation perspectives, giving people the opportunity to give back. And we've seen that considerably with the number of gifts. It was referenced, our last campaign, Redbirds Rising, was just about $181 million. That's a little bit in the rearview mirror now. So we are planning for the next campaign and what's coming next. So that level of investment that it'll take to help us accomplish the goals of the university certainly is a focus. From a corporate standpoint, we've ramped that up recently. We didn't have a person in that position. But we hired somebody this past fiscal year. She has really hit the ground running and has been very active in renewing some of those corporate relationships that were a little stagnant, but also looking at monetizing those relationships. That's the key from our perspective, and talking to them about the new academic opportunities we have and the workforce development and the investment in our students and future graduates in the workforce. So not only looking at it from a gift standpoint, but also workforce development, internships, co-ops, and other experiences as well.
Thank you.
Is there any other discussion? All those in favor of the resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is approved.
Thank you. The next set of resolutions are for naming opportunities, and I know that some of generous donors and supporters who provided these opportunities probably not in the room, but maybe listening online, and I just want to say to all of them, on behalf of the entire university, faculty, and staff of Illinois State, thank you very much for your support. So Resolution 2023.07/45, authorization to name Senator John and Joan Maitland Preparatory Room for Standardized Persons. The Mennonite College of Nursing respectfully requests naming the locker room for standardized persons in the newly constructed Nursing Simulation Center as the Senator John and Joan Maitland Preparatory Room for Standardized Patients. This naming reflects and recognizes the generous financial commitment by John and Joan Maitland for the new nursing building. Joan and John Maitland are both former public servants with a strong commitment to higher education, Illinois State University, and the Mennonite College of Nursing. Raised in Normal, Senator John Maitland, Jr. began farming in 1959 as a third-generation farmer. He was first elected as state senator in 1979 and represented Central Illinois for over 2 decades. Since 2002, ISU's Alumni Association has honored Senator Maitland through its Maitland Commitment to Education Award, which formally recognizes those who have made extraordinary contributions to or advocated for the field of education or Illinois State University specifically. Joan Maitland has also been a tireless community volunteer and public leader. She was a member of the Mennonite College of Nursing Board from 1985 to 1991. In 2002, Joan was appointed to Illinois State University's Board of Trustees and served until 2013. She was the honorary co-chair for the ERA Illinois Coalition in 2017 and also served as a national campaign volunteer for the Redbirds Rising campaign. Joan currently serves on the Mennonite College of Nursing's Dean's Cabinet. In recognition of their exceptional service to the community and Illinois State University, the Maitlands both received an honorary degree from ISU in 2015. They are members of the 1957 Society and created an innovative fund to help support interdisciplinary training and collaboration between ISU's Speech and Language Pathology Department and the Mennonite College of Nursing. The Maitlands have 3 children and several grandchildren. Senator John and Joan Maitland have pledged funds to support a space dedicated to standardized persons who are specifically trained to depict clinical scenarios for educational purposes, allowing students to learn critical interpersonal skills. I ask for your approval for this resolution.
May I have a motion and a second to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Trustee Abakumi made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Trustee Tillis, second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor of the resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is approved.
Thank you. And just to make clear, I believe I may have mispronounced Joanne. I called her Joan. I think it should be Joanne. My apologies to Joanne and the entire Maitland family. Resolution 2023.07/46, authorization to name Brock Family Conference Room. The Mennonite College of Nursing respectfully requests naming the conference room across from the multi-purpose area in the newly constructed Nursing Simulation Center as the Brock Family Conference Room. This naming reflects and recognizes the generous financial commitment by Anita Brock for the new nursing building. Anita Almond Brock is a 1972 graduate of Illinois State University with a degree in education. After earning her degree, Anita taught elementary school at Oakdale School in Unit 5. She also taught preschool in Bloomington and raised 2 sons with her husband, Jeff Brock, a 1965 graduate of University High School. After college, Jeff worked for Brock Oil Company, the company his family founded in 1958. An avid Redbird athletics fan and hardworking community leader, Jeff served on several local boards and was a trustee at Second Presbyterian Church in Bloomington. In 2008, Jeff and Anita created the Herschel O. Brock Endowed Scholarship in Athletics in memory of Jeff's father. That same year, they also started the Esther Lyon Brock Endowed Scholarship as a living tribute to Jeff's mother, who was a nurse for many years and very proud of her healthcare career. Although Jeff passed away in 2014, Anita has continued to support Illinois State University, especially nursing. Anita understands the need for more nurses and the profound impact that scholarships can have on students. As an engaged donor, Anita is consistently interested in personally meeting Mennonite College's nursing scholarship recipients, sharing stories with them about her mother-in-law, and hearing about their own nursing interest and career paths. Anita is a member of Illinois State University's 1857 Society and attends many Redbird and nursing events. Today, Anita enjoys spending time with her sons, Parker and Kyle, and her daughter-in-law and grandsons. Anita recognizes the opportunity the new space will provide for the Mennonite College of Nursing to expand, and as a result, has pledged funds to support the new simulation center. I ask for your approval for this resolution.
May I have a motion and a second to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Trustee Abakumi made the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Trustee Navarro, second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor of the resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is approved.
Resolution 2023.07/47, approval of 2024 board meeting calendar. I bring to you today proposed dates for the quarterly meetings of the Board of Trustees for 2024. I will note that the October 2024 meeting date may change, and if so, an amended resolution will come before the board at a future date for approval. I ask for your approval for this resolution.
May I have a motion and second to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Trustee Abakumi made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Trustee Jenkins, second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor of the resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is approved.
Chairperson Bone, this concludes the resolutions for the day.
Thank you. I would now entertain a motion to move into closed session for the purpose of discussing the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2 C1, to discuss collective negotiating bargaining matters between the public body and its employees or their representatives pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2 C2, and to discuss litigation that has been filed and is pending before a court of administrative tribunal pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2 C11. May I have a motion and a second to approve the motion to move into closed session?
So moved.
Trustee Abakumi made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Trustee Tillis. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, will the secretary please call for a roll call vote?
Trustee Bone,
Yes.
Trustee Abakumi,
Yes.
Trustee Jenkins,
Yes.
Trustee Jones, Trustee Maminga, Trustee Navarro, yes. Trustee Tillis.
Yes.
The motion is approved. We will now move into closed session. Following the closed session, the board will move back into public session solely for the purpose of adjournment. Thank you.